All right, as you know, it's 30 degrees here in freaking Florida. On my way to Liz's house to start working on her studio build. Going to go meet Caleb. It's absolutely freezing, and we're supposed to get snow. So we might actually get snowed in, and we might actually take longer than we want to do this for the simple reason that stuff is just going to stop working. So anyway, but yeah, so here we go, and we'll see what's coming next. Let's go. All right, Ecamm fam, I am hanging out with the illustrious, I like we have illustrious guests. We have illustrious Liz Wilcox, but technically she's not a guest today. We at her house, so we the guests, all right? Right. Anyway, we are going to be showing you sort of the before the scenes. If that is a word, yes, we're doing you before the scenes.
Before the scenes, behind the scenes.
This space is going to get converted into something swanky. So,
swanky.
Before we get into all of that craziness, Liz, what is your hopes and dreams? You know, like on TLC, that show still alive? You know when they say, like, what do you want to see this turn into?
So first of all, I bought my house back in May, and this is just, like you can see, this used to be a little boy's bedroom, and right now it's not really sparking creativity for me. It's blank walls, it's not very Liz, and when I come in here and I have to do live streams and workshops and write my emails, I feel very stunted. So I'm hoping that we can turn this place into something that is fun, fresh, maybe a little funky, something that sparks creativity, so that when I walk in, I feel like, okay, let's get down to business. Let's have some fun, because I find that the more fun that I have in my business and while I'm working, the more money I make. So
that part.
Yeah, so that's what I'm hoping for.
I like that you say that it's not very Liz, because one of the key factors in setting up your space is people tend to look at, like in the Ecamm fam, right? They'll see my space or Diana's space, you know, Katie's space, the office that we built at Ecamm, and like, oh, I want to make my place like that. It's not going to work for you. Like, I just don't think you can take somebody else's studio and plop it in your house and it would be the same, right?
Yeah.
So even your vision for this space would be completely different from mine because of the way I work differently. So I believe you said the most important thing. This space is not very Liz.
Right. And even so, I have an established brand, and I always joke like, oh, I'm only semi-pro. And so like I'm constantly on mute, you know, there's typos everywhere. You know, we said we were going to go live at 1:15, it's 1:30, you know, so I don't want the space to look like, you know, when you see people at Creator Camp in the Ecamm studio, like that's too professional. Right. So I'm really excited about us just making it sort of simple, like a few fun things in the background, but I don't want it to look too polished, because that's also part of my brand, is that like, oh, Liz just, you know, hits live, she's good, but I do want it to, you know, have a crisper feel to it, just fresh. And, you know, I want to make sure people can hear me properly as well. I think that's the most important part. The most important
part is the audio. Once you got the audio nailed down, the rest kind of sort of falls into place. But it is very important that you nail audio first.
Oh, can I interrupt you?
Oh,
I just wanted to say, like, also, I didn't want, you know, Doc knows everything. So I don't want to build something that is too complicated, that if it breaks, I gotta call my man in Hawaii and he's gotta come all the way back, right? I want something that's sustainable for me too, because I am not an expert. Like, can we show a picture of, or move the camera and just show my current setup?
I think we'll show the current setup. People, you're gonna get a little bit seasick as we move things around, but I'll try to keep it to a minimum. Okay, so
close your eyes for all my motion sickness, folks. Okay, so this is my setup currently, y'all. This is how, and I know this is off topic, but y'all, I made over $500,000 last year from this computer alone. So just how it is right now. So I can only imagine once we get the studio set up, like how much more like fresh and excited I will feel to work. So I'm really excited. But this is what we're working with right now. Like you touch it and it shakes. You can see it. Like it does not have to be anything crazy.
In your setup, everyone says, well, I need this in order to do X. I need this in order to do X. I need this. You have your iMac, a Logitech webcam, and a Shure MV7. And you said made over $500,000.
Yeah.
With the stuff a lot of people in our community would frown their nose at while they're $500,000 in debt.
Right. Well, and I did get fancy and buy a pink mouse that I like.
I have that exact same mouse, by the way, but mine is not pink. But I have the white one.
It's on brand.
That is legit the best mouse in the game. It's very mini. So it's very important that you understand that gear is not the end all be all. Is what you do with it. It's not the motion of the ocean. It's the float of your boat, or however that stuff goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know who's trying to call me, but they need to stop.
Somebody's trying to call Doc, but
they need to stop. Okay, so I will say the best part in your setup though is that dock pop. That's legit.
That is a nice dock pop. I have one in pink and one in orange, very on brand. You can go to docpops.com.
Listen, next batch I will make you yellow just for you, okay?
Okay, yes.
I get a couple people asking about that.
Tomorrow I'm going to start painting and peeling this tonight. So we'll probably have the first coat on by the time we go live tomorrow. So I'm saying that out loud, so I do it.
So Louise, you heard what Kevin said. Kevin said to print Liz a 3D mini torch.
Okay. All right. You got 10 seconds, Doc.
All right. So gang, yes, we'll be back tomorrow to do it again. Katie is saying wrap it up. We will see you on the flip side. Thank you guys. Thank you email people, EMM, for hanging out with the ECAMM.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Snow on the water. I'm hot-blooded. Check it and see. I got people of 103. All right, snow day 2. We're going to work on setting up Liz's computer, finish painting the office, and then maybe go outside and throw snowballs at Caleb. All right, at this point, we are going to set up Liz's computer. It's right here. It is an iMac 24. And since she recently bought it, I'm assuming it's an M4. We'll find out once I get in there. But pretty much any M will work. Oh, it's pink. Of course it's pink. It's lit. Look at that there. This thing pinker than pink. I like that it comes in a little suitcase. Shrinking. Look at there. So, as you can see, it's really thin. And I love it. I like it. I have a purple one, of course. You know me. So let's give it the peel. Favorite part of Apple products? The peel. You want to peel it?
You can do that.
All right, listen. It's cathartic, girl. It's cathartic. If you don't know what that word is, check your education. All right. Then normally Apple is real trick about how they open things. Okay, so let's deliver it to the folks at home. So you go there, it's going to tell you to pull this one out, and then you're going to pull the other one out. I like how they do it, so that way you basically have full control over your package when you get it out. It's just upside down, that's all. Cool thing about these is they're super light, so it doesn't weigh anything, like 4 or 5 pounds, if that. And then come in here and get the keyboard and stuff out. So we need that. Hold that. We got a pink mouse that Liz probably ain't finna use. It comes with pink Apple stickers for the kid. Comes with a pink keyboard. Smell, dude. That's cool. And it comes with. I think this is dope. The power brick is integrated with the color, integrated. And the little Mickey Mouse thing also has the Ethernet port. So if you do hardwire, you can go straight to this, which is also clutch. Let's place that here on the desk. And then one last thing is the cord for the keyboard. Hello, is it me you're looking for? Wow. So what we are working with today is an 24-inch M3 iMac, and it has 8 gigs. And I wanted to cover this because it's important. So for the type of work that Liz is going to do for the EMM side, 8 gigs is sort of fine.
And EMM is my membership, how I make money.
This is true because I forgot some of the Ecamm fam here would not know that.
Yeah, it's called Email Marketing Membership. It's a $9 a month membership, and I keep it real simple. And I just mainly use like Zoom, which Doc and Caleb are here. They're going to teach me about the integration with Ecamm for that. So that's clarifying. Go on.
No, I'm saying do it.
Anyway, the point of all that was we're working with a 8
gig. And I'm going to highly suggest anyone who's out there potentially going to get a new computer, the number you want is 16. Here's what's gravy now. Apple realizes this, and you can't even buy one with 8 anymore. They all come with 16. Okay? Which is gravy.
So we bought the wrong computer.
Yeah.
Trying to save money. I mean, it's not wrong. It's going to work fine. I don't do a lot of fancy schmancy stuff, but I think given, the content Launchpad that I've won, the reason that Ecamm is here, by the end of this year, I'm sure I'll be using more features. I'll feel more comfortable with Ecamm, with myself as a content creator. So next Black Friday, I'll probably be upgrading.
So the other thing that I wanted to point out is I love how Liz has this computer set up, and I highly recommend it for anyone who's creating content where there are live streams involved. So Liz's entire business basically lives in the cloud through a combination of iCloud and Google Drive. So this computer has Ecamm, it has Zoom, and it has LastPass. That's it. And I love it for you. My streaming computer has Ecamm, Zoom, 1Password, same thing.
Yeah.
And it has Photoshop because sometimes I make my own graphics on the fly. But my editing computer has everything else. The streaming computer is just to stream. And in a way, it's really cool how you set your process up because you technically have, without even intentionally doing it because your business basically lives in the cloud, you have a computer that won't fight against all the other weird stuff that people install.
Yeah, I don't even know what else you would install. I mean, I guess if I was editing, I would be looking into that stuff like that, but I don't really edit.
I don't do that.
And like when I used to edit stuff, I would just use iMovie, which I just recently learned. Is it built in still, or do you have to?
No, it's good.
Yeah. So, but I don't really. For me, our creator process, our SOP, so to speak, is on Fridays. I just record everything. It takes 2 hours because my episodes are only 15 minutes, and then I upload everything. So on Ecamm, it's isolated tracks, right? The video and then the audio separate. So then I have a Google Drive that's episode 75 or whatever. And I just put both of those in there. And then, at the end of the month, I just delete them because they're from the computer because they're on Google Drive.
Correct. Now, when you record your individual episodes, so you're batching.
Yeah, I batch right now, and then for the live streams, and that's why I love live streaming because it just automatically goes to YouTube. Yes. I used to have a live show when I used to be a travel blogger, and I would do a live show, And people would say, Liz, why do you do it live? You know, the internet's always going out, you know, like it's terrible. I'm like, because that's one less step I have to do. And something I always joke about is like, oh, I'm a 2-step chick. If it takes 3 steps, I'm out.
So I like the concept of the little black dress setup. And with you, this mini, one computer, not a bunch of accoutrement, simple camera, simple mic, do the work, and the tech is not becoming the problem. You are doing the work and it doesn't matter. And the fact is, this blew my mind. She's been doing all of this dope work on a Core i5 Intel from 2017.
I just know me, I have to reduce the friction. Most people try to add, and I always, anytime I start a new project and I, you know, write down stuff, it's like, how can I subtract? What don't I need?
And now, again, I love this. I think people are overthinking it because they have this idea that somehow making it perfect is professional, and that's just not the case. Folks, we are hanging out. We do another catch up on Liz's studio day. This is really cool. We've basically made the best of whatever we could do, all things considering that the ice is just now melting. The snowman is still standing outside. He's holding his business. Some other people's snowman is melted. In this process, we decided to set the studio up in a manner that most reflects Liz. So she has some really incredible accoutrement back here. You want to like talk about some of your little pieces here? I shouldn't say little because they're dope.
Yeah. So
which one means the most to you?
Which one means the most
That's
to
a hard
me?
question.
That is a hard question. I would probably say, I don't know. I think the whole vibe just means a lot. As far as one piece, probably, well, honestly, sentimentally, probably this piece. It's Will Smith. It's a custom thing my sister had made for me a few years ago. And Will Smith tells this story of, you know, you don't build a wall, you just lay one brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid, and soon you'll have a wall. And so when I launched my membership, and it started, I think, when it hit 1,000 members, she got that for me. And on the back, she wrote, "For all the bricks you've laid." And I just thought that was so like poignant and sweet of her. And honestly, it's been sitting. I've been wanting to get it framed, but I move around a lot. But I finally bought my house. I'm like, oh, finally I can display this. So this means a lot to me, but really just the essence of it, something that we were talking about. The same way, if you've ever heard of the Breakfast Club, it's a like hip hop and black culture radio show. The same way they brought hip hop to mainstream, I want to bring email marketing to the mainstream for creators, because it really is a way of, as Doc would say, standing on business. Like if you are literally, like if you are a creator that wants to make a living, you really need to incorporate email marketing. But the vibe is like, let's make it fun. I know creators, we tend to overthink. We tend to want to be perfect. Some of you might have been cringing if you're watching and we had that blip with the camera, like, oh my gosh, if me, I wouldn't be able to handle it. But I wanted to bring, like, let's have some fun. I know email marketing feels like this knot you're never going to untangle. But if I can even just make this studio fun, not only will it be fun for me to create, it will be fun for the other creators that I serve to watch, to learn, to do, which is the most important piece.
Okay, I wanted to bring this down. You hold that while I get my little keyboard. This is a whole magic right here. And I don't want to mess up the story at all. So knock yourself out, Liz. What is that about?
Okay, yeah, so earlier I was looking for a marker and I found this in one of my like office boxes and I was like, oh y'all, this is, well, first of all, it's a puke bag for the airline, right? And I was traveling, maybe I was traveling to Creator Camp or home from Creator Camp, I don't know, I was somewhere and I didn't have a pen, I didn't have my notebook like I thought, but I had to map out this launch I was doing, and I really wanted my first $100,000 month. This was November 2023, I believe. I had been a creator at that point for 6 years, and I'm like, you know what? I think maybe I can do it. And I was like, but I need a plan. And I literally mapped out all my emails and my marketing plan for this launch on this, vomit bag. There's no other way to say it.
That's what it is.
And guess what? I did it. I made $100,000 in that launch. And we decided, Doc was like, yo, that's gotta go up on the board. And I was like, actually, you're right. Because a lot of, speaking of the vibe, like if you look at this, like there's nothing fancy here. It's just stuff we put on the wall, right?
Yes.
And there was nothing fancy about my launch. There's honestly nothing fancy about the way that I personally do email marketing. I just write it down, I get it done, I take action. And that's what I love about this. It really shows like you can do anything. If you look in the back, like there's nothing fancy. We don't have those fancy lights, accent lights, or, it's not even like perfectly, we didn't get out the measuring tape and like, oh, it's 2 inches on this side, 2 inches on that. We just started putting stuff up. And even this has just been like a slow curation. It wasn't like, oh, they're coming to my studio, I need to buy A, B, C, and D. I need it to be the right colors, whatever. I just was like, oh, this is stuff I've been collecting over the years that means something to me or my audience. And so I love this. I'm so excited. We got it hung up. And it's just going to be a reminder for me to keep things simple and to not overthink. And then I'll be able to tell the story and hopefully inspire my creators to just get going. You don't need a fancy marketing plan. You just need something.
Even our meeting for this was like a 30-minute Zoom call.
Right.
It didn't have to be crazy. And I just want to there's my AT right there. You got to just do it dirty sometimes.
Yeah.
And because what happens is while you're, this is me being weird, but I kind of know what I'm doing. A lot of times, what you really need to know in order to get to where you got to go, you will only know that as far as the headlights can see, right? So headlights can see 150 feet in front of you. And then if you see a deer or a hole in the ground or something, you just make that adjustment and keep going. But a lot of people wouldn't even get on the road if they heard there's a deer in the middle of the road.
Right. And if we bring it back to what we said in the first one of these lives, it was, what kind of vibe or, what's the goal of this studio? And for me, it was, this is a boring room. It doesn't spark creativity.
It's not Liz.
It was not any, it was just some boy's bedroom before, it had like.
The wallpaper was tight though.
Right. It was cool wallpaper, but I'm not 10, right? And I'm not in the auto industry. It had little cars and stuff on it. And so it didn't spark creativity. And so bringing it back to like why we created this space the way we did was, how can we make this Liz? Meaning like fun, very music themed, you know, a little corny, a little dope. Like, that's how I describe myself.
Right.
And, you know, semi-pro, right? I don't need it to look like Doc's studio, right? That looks incredibly professional. And that truly, like, trying to create that even with Doc and Caleb here, that would feel overwhelming to me. But instead it was, how can I get these guys to come in here, you know, put up what I have, you know, bring their expertise in as far as equipment, spatial, etc., and mix the two. So I'm so excited about this, and I feel like, for, again, thinking of not just yourself, think of your audience when you're creating the studio. My audience are beginners, or they're on, you know, they're in the creator space, or they've only been calling themselves a creator for maybe 1 to 3 years, and so they're still not in that comfortability. And so I knew that my studio couldn't be extra, it couldn't look like Doc's, because then there would be a disjoint between what I say and what I look like.
Right.
Right? And so our 30-minute meeting was basically just, how can we make it look good without looking so professional that suddenly Liz is not on my level anymore. And that was important to me. Again, like, thinking not just about what I want it to look like, but what will make my audience feel super welcome, feel, you know, relatable, etc. Okay, so today Ecamm surprised me with the Osmo Pocket 3, and I'm so excited because I see, like, literally my favorite creators, people like Doc Rock and Tanya Smith. Every time I go and travel, I see them walking around with it, and I'm like, what is that contraption? And Doc's been with me all week, and I realized that some of my misconceptions about it were wrong. It looked like so sleek and cool that someone as, like, corny and untech savvy as me would never be able to use it, but we've been using it for all our live streams, for the behind the scenes stuff. And I'm like, wow, that actually seems really simple to use. And wow, it records, like, horizontally and vertically. And so I've just been in awe of this thing. On top of, Tanya one time took a selfie with me with this thing, and it's the best thing I've ever seen. And I use it in all my slides, that selfie that we took, because it just makes me look so, so good. And they told me there's no filter, and I'm like, oh, so it's just high quality? That's just how I look? That's awesome. So I really love it, and I'm so excited to use it because, yeah, horizontal, vertical, so all the content I'm going to be creating for myself for Content Launchpad this year is going to be super simple. And you can see the calendar behind me. I'm building out my year, and I'm traveling a lot to different locations. So I'll be able to record my podcast and have high quality video podcast as well. And that was something, actually, this week I missed an entire week of recording my podcast because I was traveling, and then Ecamm came into town. And so if I would have had this, it would have made it really, really simple, because my podcast is only like 10 minutes. I really have no excuse other than the convenience. But now I can do it really conveniently. And I'm really excited because Doc told me I needed to upgrade my webcam, and this will connect to Ecamm for my webcam. So, booyah! I'm excited. I got it all now.